Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about all the doomsday theory that have been coming up since this coronavirus epidemic or this pandemic has started. Now, I don't know so much about what is happening all around the world, but especially in Nigeria. So many people think this is going to bring about the end of the world. So many people think, okay, this is going to ruin everything. Like this is the end has come. You have so many preachers talking about, oh, God is so angry with us, and that is why we are having a coronavirus and all sorts of things like that. Now, I'm not saying there is not any reason why there might be a spiritual component to this, but honestly, for the most part, it's very clear how this thing started. This thing is not some Egyptian plague that started by some spiritual effort or from God or because of the influence of Moses or anything. These things started in China. Chinese people caused us all this problem. The Chinese government caused us all this problem. This entire thing started back in November last year. Everything started back in November last year. The Chinese government, especially Xi Jinping, the president of the Chinese country, that's the People's Republic of China, the Chinese mainland, knew about everything. And they made sure they covered it up. They were trying to protect the integrity of their own government. They didn't want to look bad on the world stage. I mean, especially then, they were actually in a trade war with Trump then. So they didn't want something that was going to make them look bad and maybe make them lose out on the trade war with the United States. So that's one of the reasons why they did that. So they refused to make it known to the world, even though they knew that there was already human-to-human transmission. And this was not the first time there would be a terrible virus coming out of China. There had been the H1N1 virus from China. There had been so many other viruses from China. So this is not the first time that this thing is happening. It's not the first time that it's happening from China. China knew about this thing and then they kept it up. The MERS outbreak, so many outbreaks from China. So many. Now, I'm going to be putting it out this way. Again, China caused the problem. By December, they knew everything was escalating. So many people were getting the virus and they allowed millions of people to leave Wuhan, the epicenter of the entire thing. They didn't lock down the entire area as soon as possible to quarantine the area, or at least the vicinity. They refused to do that. It was until the thing became like complete mess in January that, okay, they now started rushing and everything. That's one of the reasons why they took drastic measures in January, because they knew the extent of which the entire thing went. That's why most countries around the world were freaking out like, why is China acting this way? This thing only started just at the end of December, because that was when China announced that there was such a thing. So people are like, why are you acting so irrationally? They were not acting irrationally. What happened was that they knew what they caused. So they knew, okay, this thing is getting out of hand. So they knew the extent they had to go in order to resolve it. So that was the situation back then. Now, again, the thing came from China. It's not some plague coming down from heaven. This is not God destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. So calm down. God is not trying to destroy Nigeria. God is not trying to destroy anywhere right now. It's a lack of responsibility of the Chinese government. So when Trump calls it the Chinese virus, he's actually right. It's not being racist, because the thing started from China and it was the Chinese government that decided to make it this worse. I mean, there are actually studies out that stated that if China had already made sure that they solved this thing, or at least taken the necessary measures 3 weeks earlier than they announced it, like this thing would be 95% less than this. So we probably wouldn't even have a pandemic right now. That is a worldwide epidemic. We probably wouldn't even have that if China had taken the right decisions and solved the problem from the onset, nip it in the bud. But China refused to do that, and now we are suffering from the entire ineptitude of the Chinese government. So that's the situation on ground right now. Everything is not coming to an end. The world is not coming to an end. Everything is not getting destroyed. So please calm down, everyone. Calm down. All this theorizing of spirituality and stuff like that, you really, really need to temp it down. You need to temp it down. That's not the situation on ground. So anyways, make sure you take the necessary precautions as much as possible. Right now, it's not about spending your time in church or whatever. You can pray at your home. Don't violate the lockdown. Don't violate the lockdown. You don't want to be embarrassed. Don't violate the lockdown. Protect yourself, protect your family. This is a physical phenomenon. It's not some spiritual attacks. It's not some spiritual attack. So please be wise. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll be seeing you guys in the next segment. All right.